Well, welcome back, everyone. The start of the school year in the fall and commencement in the spring are the most exciting times on campus. And as I walk across campus now, I can feel the excitement in the air. I hope everyone had an opportunity to get some well-earned rest and relaxation this summer. I took a vacation, actually. It was the first time in recent memory that I've been away from campus for 2 full weeks. And I tell you, it was great, especially because I got to spend time with my grandchildren. So I'm ready to go, and I hope you are as well, because we've all been through some very challenging 18 months. Despite the challenges, together we have accomplished a huge amount of important work that I'm anxious to talk about this afternoon. This is going to be kind of a new kind of presentation for me. We're changing it up quite a bit. If you see one line graph or bar graph or table, that means Rob and I forgot to delete something. So don't expect by the numbers as we've often done in the past. But before we get to what we want to talk about this afternoon, there are some recognitions and some acknowledgments and some introductions that I want to pass along. We have several guests here. First, business leaders from across our region are here with us this afternoon, and we really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to be here and join us for this event. Encourage Foundation of Wisconsin Rapids is attending, I think, today. Elected officials, including Representative Vandermeer and Mayor Wiesa, thank you for what you do for our communities. And the offices of Congressman Kine and Senator Baldwin are also represented this afternoon. And a special guest today, one of my bosses, University of Wisconsin University of Wisconsin Board of Regents, new regent, newly appointed, Olivia Widmansey is here, and we appreciate her service and what she's doing for the system and the experiences that she's getting at UW-La Crosse. New leadership at the university with the departure of our CBO to take a position at UW-Madison. Christina Rickett has agreed and stepped up to serve as our interim chief financial officer. We appreciate her doing that. Extra workload is never easy. And Paul Hassler, our new interim chief operations officer, we divided the job temporarily into 2 pieces. And Paul is helping as well with this, and we appreciate both of these colleagues taking on these extra responsibilities. We also have new executives on campus. Barbara Owens is on loan to us and is part of our BBK engagement. She has 30 years of experience in marketing and communications and has served as Associate Vice President for Communications and Marketing at the University of Toledo. Barbara also has served as Chief Communications Officer for a Fortune 500 company, so she brings deep experience in marketing and communications. I've asked her to oversee the day-to-day operations in university communications and marketing. And during this interim period, Rob Mansky will be handling contracts, budget, and personnel matters in UCM. Also with us is Gigi Kaning. She's a former on loan to us from UW System and formerly the CBO at UW Superior. She will be adding more horsepower on our finance side of the house, particularly as it comes to forecasting and modeling. While Barbara and Gigi are only here temporarily and part-time, we will take full advantage of their expertise while we have the opportunity to do so. Both Barbara and Gigi will be reporting to me. Now, while our shared governance leaders make their way to the stage, I would like to say at this time, and I think about the 4 universities where I've worked during my career, that shared governance here at UW-Stevens Point is the most visionary and the most effective of those that I've had the pleasure to work with. While these are good qualities for the day-to-day operation of any university, they are absolutely critical for meeting the challenges of the past 18 months. I knew we were turning a corner when Mary and Jason came to my office just a few weeks ago to suggest a series of reconciliation sessions with faculty, staff, students, and administration. Our shared governance leaders will speak more about this, But I want everyone to know that I was very pleased with these sessions, and now they help put us on a solid path forward. The floor is yours, Mary.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good afternoon. Again, my name is Mary Bowman. I'm the chair of the Common Council, which is the governance body that represents all of our employees. I'm joined by Vice Chair Jason Dacchioli and by our student government leaders who will introduce themselves and offer a few remarks in just a few moments. I also want to make you aware of some of our other Common Council leadership. We have the Faculty Council, which represents faculty, led this year by Jennifer Collins. Academic Staff Council is co-chaired by Lisa Seward. They will be electing another co-chair at their first meeting. And Shelley Janowski is co-chair of University Staff Council. They will also be electing another co-chair shortly. UWSP has a proud tradition of strong shared governance. That was severely tested over the last 2 years. And over the summer, as Chancellor Patterson said, a group including faculty, staff, students, and administrators met to share our perspectives on when and how effective shared governance fell short and to generate ideas for doing better in the future. The group included governance leadership, faculty members representing all the academic colleges, representatives of academic staff and university staff, the chancellor, the provost, and the deans. We met for a total of 2.5 days, beginning in July and completing the process last week. Assisted by a trained facilitator, the group talked candidly about mistakes that have been made, committed to learning from those mistakes, and shared ideas for how we can increase collaboration and improve communication. You will hear more in the coming days about specific plans emerging from these conversations, but I want to share one observation with you today. We have seen how easy it is for each of us to focus on what is happening in our own silos only and to ignore or discount the losses and stresses of those around us. That's human nature, but as a result, our actions and inactions have at times left people in one department or unit or group feeling devalued. So the thought I want to leave with you today is this: everyone who works on this campus contributes something of value to the whole, and what hurts one of us hurts all of us. Please remember to appreciate each other and support each other as we work to keep UWSP the best comprehensive university in this state. We are 1 point. Thank you.
Hi all, my name is Morgan Yeide and I'm the student body president.
And my name is Raven Knippel and I am the student body vice president. To continue off from Mary Bowman's comments on reconciliation, I would like to add that students were represented at all of these meetings. As a student representative, I felt that my voice and responses were accepted, respected, and heard. These meetings show that the UWSP community is ready to unite and collaborate to make UWSP reach its full potential. I am very excited to work with these amazing individuals and many more to help achieve that goal.
We are excited to work with faculty, staff, and administration here at UWSP to make our campus a better place. We believe that one of the best ways to accomplish this is to ensure student voices are heard in decision-making on campus. Our student government has been voted Student Government of the Year by UW System student representatives for the 4th year in a row.
Way to go. They earned it.
This is in no small part to the combination of a passionate student body and campus faculty leaders and administration that are willing to listen and collaborate with us. We look forward to continuing this legacy and growing together as one united point.
We are fortunate to have outstanding leadership in all of our shared governance units. And I just want to underscore what they just said and what it means to this campus. So today, I will focus on the future and the excellent work being done by our faculty and staff. But first, I want us to look to the past for just a moment and then move forward. Last May, Scott West gave the address at the Albertson Medallion Ceremony. Scott is an Albertson winner himself. Scott's talk centered around the book, 10 Powerful Phrases for Positive People. I was particularly drawn to the first two. I'm wrong, and I'm sorry. This gave me pause as I continue to think about Point Forward and our enrollment situation. I think everyone is aware that enrollment will be down this fall, likely a significant decline. Although I just got word yesterday that we're looking at a record enrollment in our graduate programs. That's good news. But we're also all keenly aware of the factors that have contributed to this decline over the last several years. Demographics, you may not be aware, though, that the demographic decline of high school students in our state is most concentrated, guess where? Central Wisconsin. Then there's the strong economy. People tend to go to work instead of go to school. And then there's the intense competition that we face as the pool of prospective students continues to shrink. And the huge success of increasing our graduation rate. We're graduating students faster, more getting finished in 4 years. But it also means fewer students are enrolled, etc. This year, you can add to this list that we dropped the ball, some things that we routinely do. Some things just didn't get done for fall of 2019. If you want to know who's responsible, it's me. The buck stops with me. I am responsible for everything that happens on this campus, and I take this situation very seriously. We're doing a lot to take corrective action, starting with admissions. It is a new day in admissions. We have a complete and strong team now. Their spirits are high. Their morale is up. They are thinking and acting strategically. They are focused on the fall of 2020, and they're getting after it. I have complete confidence in our admissions team and in their leadership. I also want to ask you for your help as well. You are critical to our success. Many on our admissions team are early in their careers, so support them, encourage them, talk with them, offer to help, give them your perspective. As I've said many times before, student recruitment and retention are everyone's responsibility. It doesn't matter if you're in the classroom or in the mailroom. Each one of us can help in some way to help a current student who may be struggling, or to pitch a high school student on the wonders of UWSP. There are influencers that have a significant impact on where high school students decide to go to college. Near the top of that list are high school teachers, along with parents and counselors as well, but high school teachers. Imagine for a moment this conversation. High school student is going to graduate next year, is standing in the hall after her favorite class, talking to her favorite teacher. And the teacher asks, where are you going to go to college? And the student says, well, I've looked at this UW and I've looked at this UW and I'm thinking about this private school. When that teacher says to the student, you might think about UW-Stevens Point because they've got an excellent program in art or in business or in nursing or whatever the discipline might be. That endorsement, that 30 seconds, that conversation, is so much more powerful than any ad we could possibly buy. That's why it's so important. Faculty have a special opportunity to develop professional relationships with high school students and high school teachers in their discipline. For our fine arts faculty, that's in their DNA. And I know the chemistry department is all over this as well, as are several other departments. If your department is not yet engaged, please get in touch with admissions. It is crucial. We need you. Now I would like to turn to Point Forward for a few minutes. While we need to focus on the future and the excellent work being done on this campus by our faculty and staff, there are some things about the past that need to be said, and I want to say them. I have now been in higher education for 42 years. The past 18 months have been the most challenging, the most difficult, and the most stressful I've ever experienced. I suspect this is true for many of us. As with enrollment, I am responsible for everything that happens at this university. Nothing transpired with Point Forward that I did not approve. Please let me digress for just a minute and say something about ideas. I often tell parents that their sons and daughters will be exposed to new ideas, even unpopular ideas. That's what a university is all about. That's what we do. So bringing new ideas forward is not a mistake. In fact, it is expected of all of us. We must be able to have a reasoned and objective conversations about ideas. We will not always agree, but that's part of the wonder of a university. But there were many mistakes made over the past 18 months at all levels of the university, including me for sure. We had an open and frank discussion about these missteps during the reconciliation sessions that Mary and Raven just talked about. I do want you to know that while we should have been able to talk about ideas in the Point Forward proposal, we did a poor job in communicating it, or in other words, rolling it out. And for that, I am sorry. If you feel you want to talk about this more, then please stop by the office or meet me for coffee. What I learned, among other things, in our reconciliation sessions is that we are all on one team. All of us, regardless of whether we're administration or faculty or students, want what's best for the university. Now it is time to face forward. Now is the time to focus on the future. So what are we doing to address these issues going forward? Action item 1. Working with shared governance and academic leadership, we must develop a meaningful and actionable program review process, a process that is data-driven with both quantitative and qualitative data, a process that is understandable and viewed as fair. This work has already started, and it will be important that we finish this work by the end of this semester, because we still have some very difficult decisions to make. Action item 2, re-energize our strategic planning process. Todd Hespedy is our lead on this, serving as our strategic planning officer. Earlier this month, more than 20 faculty, staff, and students and administrators participated in a 2-day strategic planning retreat facilitated by 2 colleagues from the Society of Colleges and University Planning that resulted in a heightened understanding of what an effective planning process looks like. To build on the significant momentum that came from this retreat, we must work closely with our Integrated Planning Advisory Council, or IPAC, shared governance, and university leadership to review our planning process to assure that it is open, that it is consultative, that it is collaborative, that it is representative, and it results in plans that have expectations and matrices that evaluate our progress and our success. I look forward to IPAC providing a progress report and a timeline to the campus community by the end of this semester. We will commit to sharing the outcome of IPAC's work with the campus. Action item 3, review and modify as appropriate our vision statement, not our mission statement. We identified this need at the planning retreat. Each vice chancellor is initiating a conversation within their respective divisions and communicating their recommendations to IPAC by mid-semester. This will give IPAC the opportunity to fold this feedback into their re-energized planning process. Action item 4, we're merging university communications and marketing, admissions, and financial aid. Over recent years, these units have worked together closely and more collaboratively, but going forward, they will be united in one department. We are combining the Associate Provost for Enrollment Management position and the Executive Director of University Communications and Marketing position, and will begin a search immediately for a new Chief Marketing Officer. This merger will be effective with the appointment of the new CMO. Action item 5. Last spring, we completed the work on reorganizing our academic departments and units. And I reported the results to the campus at that time. The provost will be submitting our proposal to the UW system in time for consideration by the Board of Regents at their December meeting. Action item 6. We're committed to having an inclusive environment. It is imperative that everyone, and I say everyone, on this campus feels welcome regardless of their identity or background. While I believe we have made progress in this area, there is more work to be done. Working together, the Division of Student Affairs, the Diversity Council, the Faculty, Staff, Gender and Sexuality Center, the SGA Inclusivity Committee, and the Center for Inclusive Teaching and Learning are taking the lead in articulating first our progress, assessing our current environment, and bringing forward a campus-wide plan to move us forward. I've asked Vice Chancellor Thompson to provide a progress report to the campus community by mid-spring semester. Action item 7, initiate a public branding campaign. This summer, with the support of UW System, we engaged BVK, a marketing firm in Milwaukee that specializes in higher education. BVK's initial discovery phase provided an opportunity for them to get to know us, to understand who we are, what we do, and most importantly, what we value. Phase 2 began the creative process that many around campus participated in this summer. What you saw then were concepts, not ad copy and not billboard and print copy, but concepts. Based on the approved concepts and feedback from the campus, the marketing materials are now in production. The first phase will be aimed at the digital world where all of our prospective students live. The agency is working feverishly to create some new digital ads that will launch in September to attract future students. While these are in production, they will also be creating the rest of the campaign. In early September, BBK will be on campus working with our photographer and members of the UCM team to shoot video and to conduct a number of photo shoot sessions for the ads. Once the whole campaign is ready, we will share it with all of you. But you're not likely to actually see the campaign unless you have a high schooler at home. So we will bring it to life on campus in other ways. While the UCM team will have the lead on managing the logistics of the campaign, it will be critical that for the campus to own UWSP identity and integrate the branding into all of our activities. Each of us represent the university in all of our interactions. Action item 8, re-engineer our enrollment management function. Also, this summer, with the support of UW System, we engaged with RNL, a national firm specializing in enrollment management. Their work included a current market and marketability analysis of existing programs, new programs, graduate programs, and adult online programs. We anticipate that this academic program demand analysis will be available soon, and we expect it will influence future decisions. Our work with RNL also includes an assessment of how we award financial aid and scholarships with the goal of leveraging these resources to increase enrollment and retention. We have already gained valuable insight from their work and have already been adjusting the way we award scholarships as a result. RNL is also evaluating and helping us rebuild our communication plan to better connect with prospective students, including direct communications by faculty, deans, and staff. The leadership in admissions and in financial aid are working hard to implement the RNL recommendations by the end of this semester. Other developments related to student recruitment include a new detailed 25-page strategic recruitment plan. We are also developing an adult student recruitment plan. And building on the work of the task group last year, we continue to identify structural barriers for adult students. And we just completed a multi-day training session for our recruiters, including 2 days with the deans. This gives our staff knowledge and perspective that we have not worked to convey in the past. The deans thought this was an excellent experience, as did the staff. We have our work cut out for us, but we're up for the task, I assure you. The faculty and the staff of this university work incredibly hard, and it shows. Your successes this past year have been many. Consider, for example, HLC has reaffirmed our 10-year accreditation. This is huge. There are 21 criteria in the process. HLC is requiring a monitoring report on only one of the 21 criteria. How does this stack up to other universities? Pretty well. 60% of the schools who go through this process are required to submit one or more monitoring reports to affirm their accreditation. This is an outstanding outcome. Todd Hespany has led this 2-year effort. Todd and everyone who worked with Todd on this over the last 2 years, would you please stand? There's a lot more of you than that. Well done. Well done. This is huge. We know we change lives, but we think of it in terms of our students. You may not realize the enormous impact that we have on this region. We are changing lives of people we will never meet. We are changing lives of people we will never meet. Our overall economic impact on the Wisconsin economy is $671 million annually. $671 million annually. On the Stevens Point campus, it is $584 million, an increase of $164 million in just 4 years. The Wausau campus, a $51 million impact, and in Marshville, a $36 million impact annually on the community. Every state dollar invested at UW-Stevens Point generates $18 of economic activity. And we create over 6,000 jobs. Coupled all of this with the fact that 92% of our graduates are still living and working in Wisconsin 3 years after graduation, you can begin to see how important this university is to our state. What you do every day makes all of this possible. Speaking of all that you do, our retention rate is up 72.9%, from 72.9% to 74.2%. Clearly, our new efforts in this area are working. Faculty and staff from across campus have been involved. Not only have we invested in a new software platform that allows us to communicate directly with prospective students, we also have a new tool that will help us identify students at risk earlier in the process, where we can offer the help that they might need. This will also help retention and completion. Our goal must be to improve completion rate, and in so doing, increase our retention rate to 82%. This goal will not be reached in 1 year, but it needs our full attention. This is important work. Just like student recruitment, student retention, and completion are everyone's responsibility. So, good work, this campus. You've done a great job in moving the needle in the right direction. We still have considerably more work to do. You continue to innovate, to create, to find new and better ways to serve our students. Consider for a minute our new School of Design or our new School of Performing Arts. The expanded role Cornerstone Press has and the excellent hands-on experience that provides our students. Our partnership with Marshville Clinic Health Systems in workforce development for the healthcare industry. Our partnership with Encourage Foundation in Wisconsin Rapids. When their CEO, Kelly Ryan, spoke on campus, there was standing room only as I watched the excitement build among our faculty and staff about the evolving possibilities of community development and outreach in Wood County. Similar opportunities may develop in Wausau with the Clark Island Initiative. These are great opportunities for this university to continue to have a lasting and a profound impact on our community. Our data analytics program and long-standing partnership with Century Insurance. We are helping meet workforce needs not only in the insurance industry, but across all sectors of the economy. If Pete is here, I think he was going to be here. Thank you, Pete, for all that you've done to help our community and our university. Our highly successful internship program with Skyward, excellent experience for our students. Cliff and Ray, I think you're over here somewhere, thank you for what you do. The partnership that we've had over the years, and particularly Cliff for helping provide the funds and raise the funds for expanding our teaching capacity in computing. Thank you. Our new MBA program will be offered on all 3 campuses this fall. Another big step forward. Our significant success in sustainability, including our 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 STARS Gold rating from the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. We were the first UW University to achieve 100% renewable electricity. And just last year, the National Recycling Coalition Outstanding Higher Education Award. Only one institution nationally is selected for this award each year. And this last year, it was us, the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, out of 4,000 colleges and universities. Yeah. Well done. Well done, campus. Then there's our more than 165 colleagues who work tirelessly to bring about the very successful reorganization of the university with our campuses in Marshville and Wausau. I'm very proud of the work they're doing and at the same time preserving their transfer mission. Well done. And let's not forget our students succeed in the classroom and beyond. What I like about Division III athletics is the grounding principle of the student athlete. The cumulative GPA of our women's teams was 3.24, and the men's teams exceeded 3.0. Men's hockey achieved a 3.22 GPA, the highest among our men's sports, and they still found time to bring home our 6th National Hockey Championship as the first undefeated team in NCAA Division III hockey history. Well done. Congratulations. Well, I have saved the oh wow one for last. 6 years ago, at the State of the University address, I also talked about the work that we needed to accomplish, and I handed out several challenges. One of those challenges went to Vice Chancellor Chris Richards. It was quite simple: start a capital campaign. And in our then 120-year history, this university had never conducted a capital campaign. On July the 1st of this year, Chris walked into my office and said that he had completed his assignment. And then he quickly added, with some enormous help. Now, please don't take to the social media with what I'm about to share with you, because this is a sneak preview of homecoming on October the 19th, where we will celebrate the closure of the campaign, honor our distinguished alums, and celebrate the 125th anniversary of the founding of this university. But I can say now that the campaign was a huge success. We experienced 3 record-setting years in total giving to the university during the campaign. On our day of giving in May, we received 240 gifts totaling $140,000, all for student scholarships. In one day, $140,000 for scholarships. The 2 largest gifts in UW Stevens Point history were received during the campaign. One was the $4 million gift from Century Insurance to endow 2 faculty chairs in data analytics. We will be announcing the second gift in the near future when details are worked out. In our 120-year history prior to the campaign, we had received 4 gifts that exceeded $1 million each. At the close of the campaign, we had more than tripled that number, adding almost a dozen gifts over $1 million each. The Foundation's endowment has more than doubled. That bears repeating. The Foundation's endowment has more than doubled. Our best friends, supporters, alumni, faculty, staff, students, and the business community have made a resounding statement with their checkbooks that they love and support this university.
From the very beginning, we have dedicated ourselves to the building of thriving communities. We have long served students throughout our region and far beyond. Many of us were the first in our families to pursue higher education, leaving small towns and familiar surroundings to share big dreams. Our calculations took astronauts into space and back home again. Our students study abroad on 7 continents. Wherever we go, we take others along on our journey, pioneering new media and opportunities, inspiring a fuller understanding of scientific principles, sustaining our nation's natural wonders and the center of our souls. We sing, we dance, we play on Broadway, and we make America laugh. In any field, you'll find us at the top of our game. The best in the business, a community of scholars, innovators, entrepreneurs, and artists. We've changed the world and traveled far, but we remember where our journey began. At a bend of the Wisconsin River, at a place where we discovered ourselves. Then, now, and forever, we are Point.
Inspiring, isn't it? The Then, Now, and Forever We Are Point campaign concluded June the 30th, 2019. Our campaign goal initially, working goal, was $18 million. When the campaign moved into the public phase, that goal was increased to $30 million. And now, it's not official, it's not audited, but we think we have raised $41 million for this university. But consider this. The focus of any capital campaign should not be on the numbers, but rather on what the generosity of our best friends and supporters make possible for the university and for our students. Chris Richards. I've heard Chris say this more times than I can count. Now many of those possibilities are a reality, thanks to the generosity of our friends and supporters. We increased scholarships by 20%. 91 new scholarship accounts were established. We increased program funds by 30%. 60 new programs funds were established, including 5 endowed chairs and professorships. And we added 10,000 new donors to our rolls. Our deans played a big role in this as well. This is what success looks like. I want to ask all the members of our advancement team and our deans to please stand. Most of them are in the back. Well done. Well done. Let me tell you about one very generous gift, the Burrard Gateway Scholarship. Bob and Mary Burrard's very generous gift will fund scholarships for 20 first-generation freshmen and sophomores each year. And until the endowment is fully generating the funds necessary to do that, they are also funding the scholarships through additional gifts. Bob and Mary have also made a gift to establish a new gateway to the university as you approach on Stanley Street. With the new science building as a backdrop, this will provide a stunning first impression as our prospective students and their parents arrive on campus. And less than 200 yards to the north, we are currently raising funds to purchase the Newman Center to serve as the new Welcome Center for admissions. Bob and Mary, we can't thank you enough. And I thought Bob was going to be here. I don't know if he's snuck in somewhere in the back. But we just want you to know our gratitude runs deep. Consider this for a moment. Philanthropy will mean the difference between the maintenance of a great university and the evolution of an extraordinary one. Thanks to Bob and Mary and Century and all of our other big supporters, big or small, we are becoming that kind of university. You are making a difference. Let me conclude with just one more thought. When BVK came to visit their first couple of times and they were exploring who we were, they spent time visiting around the campus, interviewing, talking with faculty, staff, students, administrators. And when they finished that process, they came to see me to share with me what they heard, not with who said what, but with what they heard. And they said, we heard people talking about student success. We heard people talking about commitment. We heard people talking about scholarship and teaching and research and hands-on learning. And we talked about and we heard about commitment to student success. But they said, Bernie, we hear all those things on just about every campus we visit. But we heard something on your campus that we'd never heard before. And it's simply this, that our faculty and our staff do whatever it is they have to do to help students succeed, regardless of the obstacles, regardless of the challenges, regardless of even the roadblocks. They don't give up. They persevere. They said, we think of this in one word, persistence. Something we've not heard or felt on any other campus. And they were so right. They were so right. I knew then they understood who we are, what we do, and what we value. So today, leave here with a renewed commitment to student success. Leave here with a renewed pride in this university and in what you do. Leave here this afternoon knowing in your heart you're making a difference. Thank you all for being here this afternoon, but mostly thank you for what you do every day. Let's go do what we do best. Thank you.